Now, if we take it back and we start with short, I want you to picture this. Somebody is answering the question, tell me about yourself. Let's say you meet a new friend and you're like, oh, Bronte, tell me about yourself. And then all of a sudden, Bronte is talking for 6-7 minutes with no breaks, literally just rambling on and on. Sorry, Bronte, if you're watching this right now. But if she is rambling and talking for 6-7 minutes and starting with, well, this is who I am, this is what I did with my career, this is where I went to school, it gets exhausting. I want you to remember that humans have an incredibly short attention span. It is maybe 8 seconds. 8 seconds. Honestly, that is nothing. I think a goldfish actually has more memory or attention span. So when you answer a question like, tell me about yourself, this is what and where the hook comes in. What you should do is think about starting with a question of what it is that you're offering. So if I was answering this question, I have a background in fly fishing, and it really encompasses who I am, not just what I do outside of work, but how I came into career coaching. And so naturally, when somebody says, Alex, tell me about yourself, I say, yeah, it's a big question. Let me ask you, when was the last time you've ever gone fishing? Or have you ever gone fishing? What that does is it gets your audience members to go, I don't know, I do like fishing, or I've never been fishing. And so it gets them opting in and leaning in to listen of where you're going with that question. At that point, you've got their attention. And so then I would move forward and say, that's what I do. I spend the majority of my time outside of work standing in the middle of a river teaching people how to fly fish. Have you ever fly fished before? You haven't? I'd be happy to take you out or to teach you some things if you ever want to go. Now let me tell you this. Picture you're standing in the middle of a roaring river with somebody beside you who is unable to walk well in the river, but they desperately want to catch that fish. I spend my days being able to point them to something, even if they don't catch something, but being able to pull out something, whether it's more confidence or conviction or just fun from the time that we spend together. That's why I'm also a career coach. It's the same thing. I'd love to tell you a little bit more about that if you have a couple more seconds. And so throughout that entire short vision in the beginning of that, tell me about yourself, they're enraptured, they're looking, and they're giving you permission to keep going. This is what's called setting the stage and what we're going to be focusing on other series. But for now, I wanted to paint that compelling picture to you folks to understand why being short in your delivery is so important. It's so important so you don't get the glassy eye. If you start seeing glassy eyes from people that you are talking to, that means you are not being short enough.